AI is, well, it's changing everything, right? But nowhere is that change more personal than in education. I mean, it can feel like this huge tidal wave of new apps, new skills, new everything. So, how do you even begin to navigate all that? That's exactly what we're here to do. Think of this as your personal guide.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to look at the tools, what's actually out there. Then we'll map out a journey for how you can actually master them. After that, we'll hit the rules of the road, the one skill you absolutely need to focus on, and then we'll wrap up by talking about what this all really means for learning itself.
All right, first up, AI's new educational toolkit. We're going to explore the whole landscape.
AI offers this whole world of new learning tools. But let's be real, where do you even begin? This is the question, isn't it? It feels like every single day there's a new AI education app popping up. The number of choices can be, honestly, it's kind of paralyzing. So where do you start?
Okay, so the good news is we can sort of categorize this whole universe of tools. You've got things like AI tutors, right? The kind you see in Khan Academy now. Then you have these awesome lesson creators like teachbetter.ai or Curipod for making classes more interactive. And then you've got your specialists. Think Duolingo for learning a new language, Brilliant for beefing up your analytical skills, or Wolfram Alpha for those super technical, computational questions. The main takeaway here is, whatever you're trying to learn, there's probably a specialized AI tool for it.
So all of this sounds pretty cool, but let's make it concrete. I mean, how does this actually work in a real-world study session? Let's look at an example.
Check this out. This is how you can create a quiz in literally 4 steps using a tool like Small PDF. You just drag and drop your study materials, your PDF notes. Then you pick what kind of questions you want, multiple choice, for example. The AI generates them. You give them a quick once-over to make sure they're good, and boom, download your quiz and the answers. Seriously, a task that could have taken you an hour is now done in, seconds? It's a game changer.
Okay, so that's the how-to. But using a tool is one thing. How do you actually build this into a real, lasting skill? Well, that's a journey, and we've got a roadmap for it.
This is a fantastic 3-month journey to AI fluency, based on a framework from productivity expert Ali Abdaal. And I want you to notice the progression here, because it's really smart. Week 1 is all about building the foundation. Just use AI for search, keep a window open, try voice commands. Get comfortable. Then in week 2, you shift your thinking. You start treating AI as your coach, asking it for feedback on your work. It's only after that, in weeks 3 and 4, that you start delegating tasks using something called the 10-80-10 rule. And from there, you build your own library of prompts, your own system. See, it's a gradual ramp-up of trust and responsibility.
And that 10-80-10 rule is really the core of it all. Here's how Ali Abdaal puts it. You are going to do the first 10% of the job, you're going to ask the AI to do the middle 80%, and then you're going to do the final 10% for a taste check. It's such a simple but powerful concept, right? You start it, AI does the grunt work, and you finish it. This ensures you're always in the driver's seat.
So visually, it looks something like this. Think of it as a partnership. That first 10%, that's all you. That's the input, the context, the big idea. Then the AI comes in and does the heavy lifting, that middle 80%. But, and this is the crucial part, that last 10% is you again. That's the refinement, the quality check, where your human judgment comes in. You're always the one in control. And speaking of being in control, that's absolutely non-negotiable. Because with all this power comes some pretty serious responsibility, which brings us to our next topic, the rules of the road for navigating AI ethics. So as universities and schools start to create official policies, a really clear pattern is emerging. It's basically a list of do's and don'ts. On the permitted side, things like brainstorming ideas, using it for language editing, or as a research assistant to summarize articles. That's all good. But on the prohibited side, big no-nos like having it ghostwrite your entire paper, using it to cheat, or making up sources. The line is pretty clear. Use it as a tool to help you think, not to do the thinking for you.
Okay, so knowing the rules naturally leads us to the single most important skill of the future. The one thing you need to master to use AI both effectively and ethically, and that is the art of the prompt.
So, what exactly is prompt engineering? It sounds kind of technical, but it's really not. It's the whole process of writing, refining, and tweaking your prompts to get the AI to give you exactly what you want. It's not just asking a lazy question. It's giving clear, precise instructions. Honestly, it's the difference between being a passenger in a car versus being the one behind the wheel.
But what's the actual difference between a weak prompt and a strong one? I mean, what does that look like in practice? Let me tell you, the difference is like night and day. Let's do a little before and after.
Okay, here's a classic weak prompt. Give me some ideas for my history paper. Sound familiar? Research shows this is how a lot of us start out, with these short, informal prompts that have basically zero context. And what do you get back? You get generic, boring, totally unhelpful ideas. It's just meh.
Now, look at this. This is a strong prompt. Let's break down why it's so much better. First, it assigns a role, act as a history professor specializing in the Roman Republic. Instantly, the AI knows what kind of expert it needs to be. Second, it gives specific context. It's for a 10-page paper on the economic factors leading to the fall of the Republic. And finally, it defines the exact output you want. 3 distinct, debatable thesis statements. See the difference? You're not just vaguely asking for help, you're directing a specialist to do a very specific job for you.
So, let's zoom out for a second. We've talked about the tools, the journey, the rules, and this crucial skill of prompting. So, what does this all mean? What's the why behind all these new AI skills? How is learning being redefined?
Okay, it really all boils down to this simple action plan for you. First, explore. Just get in there and experiment with a bunch of different AI tools. Find what actually works for you. Second, learn. Follow a structured plan like that 3-month journey to build your skills properly. Third, respect. You've got to understand and follow the ethical rules. No shortcuts there. And finally, and most importantly, practice. Really focus on getting good at prompt engineering. That's the core skill.
And all of this points to a really fundamental shift in what learning even is. You know, for generations, education has been about finding the right answers. But now, we're in an age where an AI can give you an answer to almost anything in a split second. So finding information isn't the challenge anymore. The new challenge, the new skill, is asking the right questions. So the only question left is, are you ready to start asking them?